Your morning news now, the story everyone is talking about this morning. Aaron Rodgers back on the field after testing positive for COVID sidelined him. He helped lead the Pack to a 17-0 win over the Seahawks Sunday. Rodgers notably missed last week's game after that positive test. He was cleared and activated for the Packers on Saturday. They now head to Minneapolis this week to play the Vikings. Final arguments in the Kyle Rittenhouse case start at 9 a.m., but it is unclear if there will be a verdict or even if the jury will begin deliberations today. The now 18-year-old is on trial accused of shooting and killing 2 men and wounding a third after a police shooting protest last year in Kenosha. The defense rested Thursday, so the jury had a long weekend before getting back to work today. The judge allowed 5 hours for closing arguments, which will be followed by jury instructions. Then the jury will either get the case this afternoon or tomorrow morning. New overnight, 2 people killed and another seriously hurt when a car explodes outside a hospital in England.
We are keeping an open mind as to what caused the explosion, but given how it has happened and out of caution, counter-terrorism police are leading the investigation, supported by Merseyside Police.
This happened outside the Women's Hospital in Liverpool in northern England. And as you heard, while police are trying to keep an open mind, they've called in a counterterrorism unit to help investigate. Also happening today, Steve Bannon is expected to turn himself in for an arraignment. The longtime ally of former President Trump was indicted Friday on 2 counts of contempt of Congress. Bannon refused to comply with a House panel's subpoena, calling for him to testify and hand over documents in its investigation of the January 6th Capitol assault. New this morning, a Japanese princess who gave up the throne to marry her commoner college sweetheart wakes up in the U.S. this morning. Japanese TV had live coverage as the former Princess Mako and her new husband boarded their plane in Tokyo Sunday, leaving behind a nation that has criticized their romance. Now they will live in New York.
Plenty of clouds continue to move in from the west, and underneath some of the thicker clouds are actually some light snow here that is currently falling areas like Winona and just to the southwest of La Crosse, down towards Prairie du Chien, looking at some light flurries here this morning. Not expected to cause any major travel concerns, though. Current temperatures are in the 20s and 30s. It's 30 degrees in La Crosse, with a much cooler temperature in Eau Claire with a temperature of 25.
Well, when there's light flurries in the weather, you know it's the season of alternate side parking. It starts today. Drivers in Onalaska and La Crosse, be aware. What side of the street you park on depends on the calendar day. You know the drill. Park only on even-numbered sides of the streets on those nights with an even calendar date, and on odd-numbered sides of the streets on those nights with an odd calendar date. For La Crosse, this system runs through March 15th, and in Onalaska, it runs through March 31st. Happening today, the Milwaukee Zoo opens a vaccination clinic, but not for humans. Outbreaks at other zoos in the U.S. have been traced to humans who care for animals. So to avoid a potential outbreak at the Milwaukee Zoo, starting today, animals there will receive the COVID-19 vaccine donated by an animal health company. The vaccine is very similar to the Pfizer shots that humans take.
We're going to give a couple to the river otters, a couple to the primates, a couple to the cat, and just kind of mark that off daily. And then again, we have to repeat that in 3 weeks.
And just like humans, how the animals react to COVID and the vaccine depends on their age and immune response. But zoos that have already vaccinated animals only report some lethargy animals after those shots. And with the holiday season fast approaching, a new study finds most Americans still plan to celebrate cautiously due to COVID-19. The study out of the Ohio State University found about half Americans will ask their guests to wear masks and disclose their vaccination status, while nearly 3/4 say they plan to only celebrate with members of their household.
Schoolcast looking at temperatures in the upper 20s this morning with cloudy skies here for the lunch hour, 37 degrees later today. Your drivecast looking pretty cloudy here, and that will continue throughout the afternoon. And also this evening could see some partial clearing of the skies, but overall today it's going to be pretty cloudy. High temperature of 37 degrees with a light and variable wind. Over the next 8 days, skies continue to remain cloudy through at least Friday. Could see some partial clearing though by this weekend. Highs expected to be mainly in the 40s with lows in the 20s and 30s.
Thanks so much for sharing your morning with us. We hope you have a great Monday, and we will look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.